other area of problem like the material handling, forklift accidents, that those are all happening. So there we decided, okay, let's make autonomous forklift robots.
Correct.
Because there was in 2018 there is not even a single company from India doing autonomous forklift.
Our AMRs. So easily go and walk through the factory, take a map and record the map and do the programming workshop. So this is our technology. Is kind of user friendly for all the customers. Hello and welcome to another TecRover Leadership Conversation here at Automation Expo 2026 in Mumbai. Today we are at the booth of Robonetics Automation Solutions, a company working in industrial robotics, autonomous mobile robots and autonomous material handling solution. Joining me for the conversation, Mr. Prasanna and Mr. Chandrasekar.
Hi.
We'll explore the journey behind Robonetics, the growing role of autonomous material movement, the engineering challenges involved in real-world deployment, and the future of mobile robotics in Indian manufacturing and warehousing. Mr. Prasanna and Mr. Chandrasekar, welcome to the TecRover Leadership Conversation. It's a pleasure to have both of you with us today.
Same here.
Thank you so much for your time. Robonetics speaks about using intelligent robots to address some of the dullest, dirtiest, and most dangerous industrial jobs.
Yes.
Every robotics company, however, begins with a particular problem or an observation from the shop floor.
Yes.
Could you briefly introduce Robonetics and tell us about the industrial problem that led to its creation?
Yeah, sure. Basically, we are an engineers. So when we worked as an engineers in an industry,
Yeah.
so we face lot of safety related issues.
Correct.
The people lost hands, fingers,
Yeah.
and it personally felt us. And it's not even a finger. It's not just a finger of a hand.
Correct.
It may be affect the entire generation.
Correct.
A person losing a hand means he lose a job.
Hmm.
He may be the only breadwinner of the company.
Absolutely.
So there may be there is a generation gap may happen in his family. So that I can personally feel, because one of my colleague lost his hand, and after 3 years, how his entire the family situation has been turned into a different scenario.
True. True.
So that personally affected us. It didn't make us to sleep. Whenever we used to talk to him, some guilty feel was there. So it was the time we actually started. We are actually colleagues initially.
Oh, wonderful.
We think, why don't we switch our career into a robotics?
Yeah.
So then immediately we switched the path into the robotics.
Correct.
Because by the time the robot was used in a very hazardous area like chemical or casting,
Yeah.
but by the time it was not solving the entire problem, it was just solving a one area of a problem. And that was a time we thought of like, why don't we solve the other area of problem like the material handling, forklift accidents, that those are all happening. So there we decided, okay, let's make autonomous forklift robots.
Correct.
Because there was in 2018 there is not even a single company from India doing autonomous forklifts. So even now in 2026 also,
Correct.
recently there are 2 or 3 players are coming into a picture.
Right.
But as an early enterly into the market, so we have a little advantage of that. And till now, even across the globe, we are one among a few. We are very proud of it. We are saving a lot of people's we are saving a lot of people lives, and
Right.
sometimes avoiding a lot of accidents in the facility. And
Absolutely.
that's how our idea begins about Robonetics, and that's how Robonetics born, and our products are born and came into the picture into the Indian manufacturing sector.
We happy to announce Make in India product.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Robonetics has experience in robotics integration and
Yes.
today offers its own range of autonomous material handling solutions.
Yes.
This represents an evolution from integrating existing technologies to developing specialized mobile robot platforms. So I want to understand how how has Robonetics evolved from robotic integration to developing its own AMRs and autonomous material handling solutions?
Okay. So generally, like every sector having a different compliances. So
Correct.
we have to understand the compliances.
Hmm.
So in a way of being an integrator, we understand the compliances, and accordingly we change in our product as per the industry standard. For example, pharma have a different standard, and like battery,
Correct.
most of acid prone industry, it is having a different standard,
Right.
and automobile industry having a different standard. Being an integrator, we understand the standard, and parallelly we develop our robot as per the standards,
Mhm.
not only from the hardware, in the perspective of software also.
Yeah.
So that gives us a major strength.
Chandrasekar, you want to
Yeah.
add?
So actually, we started our career as a robot integrator.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that is what we know the all the standard of industry.
Correct.
So based on the industrial standard and based on the industrial problem, we analyze this to develop this product.
Yeah.
So
It has certainly been an organic evolution
Yeah,
for your
exactly,
company, right?
exactly. And not only a different sector.
Yeah.
So we worked in different countries. So country to country, there are certain compliances changing.
Correct. Yeah.
So we personally worked in different countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and from there we used to export the machines to Europe, USA, and sometimes even to China. So by the time we understand the rules and regulations and compliances change from one land to another land, one continent to another continent. Sometimes even though the neighborhood countries, but the compliances are entirely different. So that helped us when we are manufacturing our product actually.
Absolutely. Well, material movement is essential to every manufacturing and warehouse operation.
exactly.
But it often remains dependent on repetitive manual handling or conventionally operated equipment. Manufacturers are now examining whether these movements can become safer, more consistent, and more intelligent. What is driving Indian manufacturers and warehouse operators to consider AMRs and automation forklifts today?
Okay, so now the Indian manufacturers are facing an issue like 10 years back. If there is a change of line or change of a product, it will happen minimum. It will take 5 years or 10 years. Nowadays, in the Gen Z era,
Correct.
the product is changing in an year. So if the product is changing, the manufacturing line should be changed. Sometimes the volume is increasing in a very fast manner.
Correct.
So increasing the productivity with the higher margin is very difficult.
Correct.
By involving a autonomous forklift, they can save lot more time, lot more space, and it's not just a hardware. We are completely bringing the track and traceability. I mean, we are bringing digitalization into material handling.
Correct.
So means everything in a single dashboard we can bring. So customer, I mean the end, not just a operator, the managers or even the owners is not even dependent on any operator or supervisor. He can directly tap to our network and software. He can check where the bottleneck is happening because our AMRs taking the products from one line to another line. So the factory automation is done, but the material movement from one line to another line, RM or warehouse management, everything is manually dependency and there is no digital.
Correct.
So it is not automation. People have to think for a digitalizations.
Correct.
So over there we are playing a major role, and our company also, it is not majorly in hardware manufacturing. Basically, we are a software developer team. So hardware is just, I can say, like 30 to 40%. Remaining everything in software. We are driving towards dark factory and cognitive factory development. So that is our goal actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, yeah.
So consider we provide an entire warehouse solutions.
Yes.
So from end of line automation to warehouse to outbound. So we can concentrating on nowadays end of line automation.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, it's end of the day. It's about integrating all the technologies together and providing a solution to the customer.
Yes. So it increase the track and traceability.
Correct.
So less dependency,
Hmm.
and of course, space utilization is what everyone is talking.
Correct.
When you utilize the much space, automatically it increases the profitability to the customers. That's why they have to think of moving towards the future, and the future is not so far.
Correct.
That's what we wanted to say.
I also understand that identifying the right application for any technology is a key
Yes.
for evolution of that technology as well.
Yes.
Not every material handling process necessarily requires an autonomous robot.
Yes.
A successful project begins by understanding the material, route, frequency, payload, operating environment, and expected business outcome. How should a manufacturer determine whether a particular material movement application is suitable for autonomous operation?
Sure. So yeah, you have rightly mentioned.
Yeah.
So generally, the product didn't choose the application.
Hmm.
So the application will evolve the product in a different stages.
Absolutely.
So we initially thought of providing a forklift by replacing a manual forklift in an hazardous area.
Right.
That is what our idea. But right now, we are replacing conveyors with our forklifts.
Hmm.
We are replacing ASRS systems,
Correct.
and we are replacing some transfer conveyor and sometimes even cranes also.
Hmm.
That we have no idea. These are all the statement coming from the customer, idea coming from the customer.
Hmm.
So I met a customer. He
Yeah.
was said like I'm going to invest on ASRS.
Correct.
So instead I'm looking to use your AMRs, so that because ASRS will need a fixed space, it utilizes lot more space,
Correct.
and there is no flexibility,
Hmm.
and the investment is high, and the installation time is again very high.
Correct.
So he came up with the right idea. So your investment and installation is very less, and I can go step by step,
Hmm.
and I have a lot more flexibility.
Correct.
So this we didn't get any idea initially. Then we understand. Oh, okay, we can even replace ASRS. So the applications and ideas are actually coming from the customer end.
Absolutely.
So we are just enablers here. So we always say to our sales team also,
Hmm.
the process is always with the customer. They know the process very well.
Correct.
We don't need to give our super idea to them.
Correct.
They will give
Let
a
them-
hint to us.
Yeah. Correct.
We have to be a proper listener.
Yeah.
That will be our success.
Understood. Once the application has been identified,
Yes.
the next question is selecting the appropriate robotic platform.
Yes.
Robonetics portfolio includes AIRA Mini, AIRA Mover, AIRA Stacker. These solutions appear to address different requirements,
Yes. Yes.
including tugging, pallet movement, and autonomous stacking.
Yes.
How do these platforms address different material handling and operating requirements?
So consider the AIRA Mini. So you have to carrying the component one place to another place, or tugging the material to one place to another place. So
Right.
we select the AIRA Mini series.
Hmm.
So next is the AIRA Mover. So mover is the open pallet. So we have to minimum payload of 1 ton to up to 10 ton also we have the product. So open pallet and ground to ground movement we have to select for the AIRA Mover.
Right.
So then next product is the AIRA Stacker.
Correct.
So we have to take product from some level to placing to some level. So we are using for the AIRA Stacker.
Yeah.
So
Like racks,
mover and,
conveyors.
Correct.
yeah, mover and the AIRA Stacker is considered as the open pallet. If customer have the closed pallet, so we have to go for the RT series.
Yeah.
So RT series means like a balancer, reach tech,
Ah.
or forklifts. So only
DNA.
L only is there. So it will go inside the closed pallet and lift the pallet.
Correct.
So this kind of application we are selecting for the RT series.
So depends on the customer what pallet they are using
Correct.
and how much height they want to go. Accordingly, we select the pallet, and it is very easy to select as like a manual forklifts.
So sometimes customer want to customize the fork, then we
Correct.
can do that.
We can do that.
So
That is
the
one advantage
advantages for
make
the
in India.
Robonetics. We have the own design, and based on the customer requirement, we have to modify the fork and changing the fork or grabbing the component. So
Correct.
what are the customer requires, we can do the solution for 100%. So
Yeah. That's how we understood about this. I understand that the journey of robotics started from the concept of making the working environment safe. So making an AMR safe and dependable is utmost important to you as
Yes,
well.
yes,
An autonomous mobile robot is much more than a vehicle moving without a driver.
yes,
Navigation, sensors, motion control, safety systems, fleet management, charging and integration with surrounding operation must all work together.
Yes.
What technologies must work together to make an autonomous mobile robot safe, adaptable, and dependable inside a working factory?
Okay. So, to be very frank, instead of moving towards the technology, we have to understand the culture of the customer.
Right?
So, for example, like how they are flooring conditions,
Hmm.
how disciplined they are working, and
Hmm.
what sector it is.
Hmm.
So that is playing a key role actually.
Correct.
So it is not like we can go any engineer can go and understand the things. Not like that. We actually go there and understand how they are operating, what is their culture,
Correct.
because always there is a gap from the operator level and the top management level.
True.
So we have to be a bridge to address the same.
Hmm.
So that is how we are focusing our technology.
Correct.
And adapting to a different culture is not very difficult because we build the base in certain level. As we have worked in a different country, we understand like how to work with the government sectors. So the government sectors, they need a much more data security,
Correct.
and same I have received from the US customer also.
Correct.
So here the key thing is data security. So from the beginning, we build our platform in the way of data security.
Correct.
And second thing is cyber attack. Cyber attack is a major thing. Is a discussions going in every company
Correct.
in a very silent mode.
Right.
They are not opening up,
Hmm.
but that cyber threat is happening everywhere.
Hmm.
So we are very sure like we should not use any open source,
Technology.
technology in our platform in our technology.
Correct.
So that is, so when we discuss these things with the customer rightly select us.
Hmm.
Okay, so they are discussing with other competitor. They, if they identify open source, they feel threat, then they coming to us. So it is not like we build technology as per the requirement. Actually, we understand, we have a past 10 years of experience.
Yeah.
From that, we understand different customer requirements in different scenario.
Hmm.
So we initially built the base. Now it is actually an evolving from the customer idea and the compliances created by the government agencies.
So even we are not much disturbed with the customer infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
So consider a lot of people is there. So
Correct.
some person using for the beacon sensor and the entire factory.
Correct.
Some persons they are using for the reflectors.
Correct.
In an entire factory.
Hmm.
So some suppliers they are using for the live taking the map.
Using
So,
camera.
using camera.
Hmm.
So this is all changing the customer infrastructure.
Correct.
So our case is fixed leader. So
Yeah.
mapping concept we are using.
Correct.
So we are not much disturbing in a customer area. So just customer gives their internal network, Wi-Fi network enough for our AMRs. So easily go and walk through the factory, take a map and record the map and do the programming. That's all. So this is our technology. Is kind of user friendly for all the customers.
And we don't take
yeah.
a data, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
We don't take a data to cloud. We don't force a customer to take a data to the cloud.
Uh-huh.
Generally we provide an on-prem server. So which means the customer data is with the customer network.
Correct.
We don't touch anything until unless if
Customer
required by the
requires.
customer. Yeah.
Like you said, I understand that customer drives everything,
Yes,
right?
yes.
From technology to the application.
Yes,
Yeah?
we are just enablers.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're just enablers. Well, moving from demonstrations to the real world deployment, factories may contain narrow aisles,
Yes.
changing layouts, uneven traffic patterns, workers, like you said, forklifts, and other moving equipment. The robot must operate reliably within this environment
Yes.
and connect with customers' existing processes.
Yes.
What are the most important challenges in moving from a successful demonstration to a reliable and scalable industry deployment?
Okay, so basically the flooring conditions sometimes,
Hmm.
majorly because when we take a demo, it was so clean, so
Correct.
good.
Yeah.
But later, when during the deployment, sometimes there will be a oil spilling.
Correct.
This oil can, create some drift in the wheels.
Right.
So that is one problem. And sometimes it is like a cotton industries. There are so much of dust.
Hmm.
And sometimes in assembly areas, when we provide a demo, it was good. Then we found a lot of fastness will people are working very fast, so that there may be a spilling of a fastness or washers, anything that will obstruct the wheels, damage
Right.
the wheels.
Right.
So these are our initial stages problem we faced, and then slowly we understand. So like it is not we depend on the deployment. After deployment, sorry, demo,
Correct.
we'll spend some time with the customer. We understand the real world problem,
Yeah.
and very simple modification is enough. Customer also don't expect too much of modifications. Very simple solution. Sometimes it's from the customer end also.
Yeah.
So we are always open to adopt that,
Yeah.
because it will become their asset. They have to use it completely. So generally, when we face such situations, we ask our team to just listen the customer.
Yeah.
So that way, sometimes we get a good idea, but it didn't work. Sometimes operator and unskilled, but he gave a much better idea than us. So it's not a engineering or degree. It is all about the idea, who is giving the experience. So always, sometimes the operator is good at their job. He's doing for 10, 15 years continuously that only job. He's better at his own area, his own kingdom.
When we was working in a robotics automation field,
Correct.
so generally we monitor the operator.
Operators.
Right.
So how the operator will doing the motion. So based on that, we are monitoring the operator and doing in a robot. So the same concept we are implementing in AMR.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a good tagline for every company. We listen to the customers.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, that goes for every company.
Yes.
It's true for every company.
And you have to be very patient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very patient. Innovations need a patience.
Correct.
We cannot expect an immediate overnight solution. It's all progressive things. We may solve
Agree.
50-60% immediately,
Right.
then progressive 10% in every week.
Hmm.
So that we have to be very open for that, instead of to be a judgmental or to be so aggressive by delivering and quickly coming out from that.
Right.
We have to be understand, and we have to be very patient.
Yeah.
So it's good that we have such engineers. They are very patient,
Correct.
taking the notes
Correct.
and telling to us. And sometimes even the customers are angry, they are making them to calm.
Correct.
And then they will get a good name from them in a later stage.
Absolutely.
So that is one of the bless we got from the God to get such engineers.
Yeah. It's not only about delivering a technology,
Yes.
it's about the continuous
Exactly.
process and continuous improvement you progress.
Exactly. Yeah.
Automation Expo allows visitors to see technology in operation, but the larger story goes beyond movement of the robot.
Yes.
It is about how autonomous systems may transform material flow, safety, and productivity across factories and warehouses. What is Robonetics showcasing at Automation Expo 2026, and what larger vision is the company working towards?
Okay. So in Automation Expo, we are participating from 2020 onwards. It
Wonderful.
gives a very good platform to us. First, I have to mention and I have to thank to them,
Yeah.
because basically we are engineers. We are bad at marketing and sales.
Right.
So this is the only platform we trust as a sales platform or marketing platform, whatever it is.
Right.
And it rightly take us to the next level, introducing new customers,
Correct.
bringing trust to the market. So that is come from the IED Automation Expo.
just learning marketing from automation.
Yes. Yes.
Correct.
Basically, we are the engineers.
Right.
We only know the technical.
Correct.
Just we are learning from the marketing from here.
Right. Right.
And here every time we explore robots, and we launch new products.
Correct.
Especially in 2025 we launch a restruct model, and that gives that's a first Indian make restruct AMR.
Right.
And we got a good customer, and the customer purchased somewhere around 10 numbers. So it gave a very good success to us, and that is it's all happened from IED. And after that exposure, we got an investment from Zoho co-founder Mr. Kumar Rembusar is invested in our company very recently.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so they started trusting us. It's all started from this IED Automation Expo.
Correct.
So we used to launch a new product every year.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
many stories behind
exactly,
these technologies.
exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely. Before we conclude, I would like to ask both of you very short, rapid fire questions.
Yes.
You can answer in one word or in one sentence. Technology first or application first?
Application first.
Okay. AMR or conventional AGV?
AMR. AGF, I can say. Autonomous Forklifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
The most underestimated challenge in an AMR deployment.
Operators, listening operators.
Okay.
Yeah.
One industrial application ready for greater automation in India.
Sorry, one.
One industrial application ready for greater automation in India pertaining to your.
Warehouse automation. I mean, heavy payload warehouse automation is yet to, it's still an infant market right now. So that we are expecting maybe get boom.
One common misconception about autonomous forklifts.
It is not safety,
Yeah.
or it can handle very less payload. Both are a misconception. It can handle high payload and it is very safer than any manual forklifts.
Human robot collaboration in one phrase. What can you say about that?
Our forklifts are actually human mind and automation. So
They are ready to power. Yeah.
so nothing can be done without a human thinking. So any technology, it's all from the human. So
Correct.
it's always, and our robots right now everywhere it's working in a collaborate way. So
Wonderful.
it's not dark factory right now in India completely.
It's
So
always about human.
yes,
This is what I have learned today from this conversation. Before we conclude, what message would you like to share with manufacturers who are interested in autonomous material movement but remain uncertain where to begin?
Okay. So, to all the manufacturers, it is not to think automate because automate is already exhausted. So, it is a time to think about digitalizations.
Correct.
So, there are certain things like we need to digitalize the factory so that the end customer will get more, we can bring more trust and confidence to them and more transparent. So for digitalization, yes, we're not just a hardware solution providers, we provide a complete material handling solutions providers. So they have to think about digitalization instead of automation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Prasanna, Mr. Chandrasekar.
sure.
It was pleasure learning more about Forklifts, AMRs, the vision of Robonetics. And thank you for joining us for this TecRover Leadership Conversation.
Thank you. And I have been watching your videos and portfolios. It's all good.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for inviting us and spend few more time with us.
Thank you for having me and your good. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.